Hey guys, we got the 64F back from Savage the other day. Yay! It only took them 2 weeks to actually physically put it in the mail, and they did give me an excuse. Another day, maybe we'll talk about it. Anyways, I'm using open sights because that's what they apparently did at the factory, and they did mess around with my sight, so I know they've at least done something. And they said they couldn't find anything wrong with the gun itself, which I don't get considering the problems I had, but what the hell ever. And so they gave me a list of everything they checked over: head space, muzzle crown, barrel straightness. Everything checks out flawless. So they ran 30 rounds or 3 mags worth of CCI standard through it and said no accuracy issues. Well, we're going to see how well that happens, but part of this may be on me because, well, I'm shooting at 25 yards with open sights, and well, I'm not used to shooting with open sights, but I'm going to try and aim at the exact same point every time. We'll see how well it does. I'm going to be using this in the turkey competition here at the club in October. So if you are near where I live here in good old Ontario, I'm in Powassan, but the club's in Arnstein. It's the Argyle Gun Club. October 11th it takes place. Check Facebook for the Argyle Gun Club and whatnot. And it's for 22. And you bring your own rifle and your own ammo, and of course we are going to have shotguns here for 410 and 12 gauge, 1 shot each, obviously, and same with this. 1 shot is all you get, as far as what he told me. And you know, you just count up whoever's got the best score, and that goes according to the prizes, and blah blah blah. But after we're done the turkey shoot, I'm getting a scope for this bloody thing, so because right now I'm out of scopes. So anyways, let's try this and see what happens with the open sights. Now, I do have the sun to deal with, so I'm going to try and stay right in the center bullseye so I don't disturb my wife's target she shot. Okay. Safety's off. Interesting. Dud. What the hell? Maybe it just didn't, I don't know. There it goes. Yeah, shot number 10 ended up on the table. Looks all right. Heavy trigger pull. All right. Now, I never cleaned the barrel. I never touched any screws. This is just the way they sent it back. And I did check the barrel, and they never cleaned it either. So we'll see. They say 30 rounds, no accuracy issues. And I did the best I could to keep that on the center target. Well, they must be shooting at an extremely long ass range, because I never even shot at this target yet, and that's where they ended up. So we're gonna have to lower it and come across to the left. Well, we got another mag load. Let's do it. They must be at 100 yards or something in the factory. I don't know. It's I don't know what yardage they shoot at, but the way they have the rear sight set, that's telling me that that's at least 100 yards. So maybe more, but who the hell knows? there's our lowest setting. And I gotta come left. So let me just grab my plastic hammer so I don't hurt anything. No accuracy issues. Oh yeah, left goes. Yeah, we go left. Swing it to the right. Let's just stop that there. Beyond. Oh, it's better. We actually got one in the bullseye. Some of that aiming is me though, because I got the sun directly in my freaking eyeballs. But it looks like we got a good height, and we got one in the bullseye there. So what I'm gonna do before we do any more shooting, I'm gonna change this target because I don't want to wreck my wife's score that she got. She wants to put that on the fridge. She did her first shot here, and then she did a couple more rounds right there in the same hole. Not bad for the first time my wife ever shooting a regular firearm. She usually shot pellet guns. So yeah, anyway. So I think that's a bit of an improvement, but we're gonna put up a new target, and we'll take another shot. So I'm gonna stop the film here and we'll restart. We'll put our last 5 rounds through and see how I do at the center target. All right, so. All right guys, Brandon's putting a new target, last 5 rounds. Let's see if I can do any better. I wish this damn sun wasn't so much in my eyes though. I'm going for the center target. That's it. Let's go see how we did. The true story will be when I can put a scope on this stupid thing, and then we'll see how accurate it really is with CCI standard. But the way they had that sight set up, and they're saying no accuracy problems, they had to have been shooting with open sights in the factory. So, and yeah, see now we're shifted over, so it's my sight's moving again. And we're shooting low. So we're gonna have to bring that up and bring the sight up about at least 1 notch. We've got to get up to there. We got to go over. That's
no accuracy has been found.
really? And CCI standard? 30 rounds? I'm not that bad of a shot. You saw the last group we got. We didn't touch nothing on the sight, none of it. So I'm gonna have to put it up at least 1 notch. Okay, so notice the bottom. You know what, let's put up 2 notches, just for the shits and giggles of it all. And we got to get this to move over to the right. So if I remember my math on this, it should be, we kick it over that way We realign that. Yeah, see, that moves it to the right. Well, you know what? That's almost centered. Same thing, center target. That's 5. Just for giggles, let's go take a look. I'm not going to look through this body scope because I want you guys to see this. Alright, so we got one going to the right, but at least it's even, and all these went up high. So, one notch down, 5 rounds, and I guess I'll pick the top left target. Okay, let's see what the verdict is. I mean, I could modify the rear sight blade to see better, but maybe painting white on the tip, I don't freaking know. The sunlight doesn't help, and having a black rear sight and a black front sight is not necessarily a great mix. So I'm holding in the same position, but you can't tell me that that's not an accuracy issue. I just don't think it likes the damn ammo, to be honest. So, but we got at least one here, right in line. So, we gotta move back to the left. We gotta go left, for sure, on something. All right, what kind of time are we heading in at?
16.
I think we're gonna go just one more round. I apologize for the delay, guys. Maybe I'll speed up our walking to the target or something. But we had to know, see how much Savage did their job. At least I'm not hearing pinging sounds. That's good news. So far, I don't think any bolts came loose. I will say this though, it has the same defect my 64 camo has. With the stock, well, had, because I fixed it, where it arcs the barrel up higher. I didn't want to screw with the gun. I take their word for it. Hey, that works great, man. Like, oh, geez. Okay, I got Ely Force here. So, we're going to put 1 mag of force through it. I gotta go to the top right target. Now, my Mark II runs Ely Contact Dime Perfect. Mind you, it is a bolt action too. And I do have to account for the fact that a semi-auto is not as accurate in any universe as a bolt action is. However, I'm not that shitty of a shot with open sights. And that's telling me there's definitely, it don't like CCI standard. At least not with open sights, for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to shoot it as is. Let's see what happens as is. Top right target. Oh. Keep forgetting these. right, let's take a look. I'm really holding my breath much. I'm gonna get my wife to shoot this gun. She likes shooting with two eyes open. That's why we call her Two Eyes. Now, she normally shoots pellet guns. Today was her first time shooting a regular firearm, so. Okay, we got a little bit of promise. At least they're a little tighter group than all that crapola. Just gotta move it over to the left and then see what it does. But it still probably won't do the Ely force that well, but it's worth a shot. I'm gonna let her take 10 rounds out of it at this bottom target, but off camera. So here's my little story. Whatever they say they did, well, they did do certain checkups on the rifle, which, okay, we can agree. They likely did all the checkups on the list. They said they found nothing wrong with the gun. Now, we also have a lot of discrepancies, of course, between different employees at Savage of what the torque settings are supposed to be on these bolts. And I did not check them. I left it the way it was, okay? Now, I have set my Savage 64 multi-camo at 20 inch-pounds from what an employee told me. That, yeah, it's 20 inch-pounds on the synthetic stock, at least with 22 LRs from them. So, that gun works absolutely great, all right? And I can't remember, I think it likes CCI standard. So this one doesn't appear to be doing so well with the standard. But before I let my wife shoot this thing, I'm gonna actually shoot some Federals through it. But you can't tell me that they put 30 rounds through this gun at the factory and had no accuracy issues. I'm not moving the gun. I am doing the very best I can to keep it at least where the bullseye is. And we're still getting height issues. We're getting some scattering issue. Now, like I said, I'm not that shitty of a shot with open sights. I used to shoot open sights and never miss. But that's with pellet guns, right? They're a little different. But still, I mean, it doesn't help with the sunlight coming right in your eyes either. I may have to actually mark this front sight with some white nail polish so I can see it better, because I got to use this for the turkey shoot, and I want to win. I don't want to friggin', you know, lose. But I don't know. The only other thing I can do is get my hands on a cheap scope and put a scope on it. And if it does better with a scope, then obviously, well, a lot of that could be me as the problem. Because if it goes dead on with CCI standard with a scope, then it's definitely me on the open sights, which means I have to modify my open sights to work better for me. And that's something that you may have to do as well, okay? But I did see a much nicer grouping with the Ely Force, and I hate having to have another gun that uses high-class expensive ammo, because it's $13 for 50 rounds for the Force, and I'm paying, my Ely contacts are $16 for 50 rounds, but that's for my Mark II, and I don't mind spending the proper money on the proper ammo for the gun, don't get me wrong, but to have all my 22 so far just really taking a shining to expensive ammo is kind of depressing when you think about it, you know. So anyway, but that's what I got for you on today's video. Let me know what your opinion is. Do you think they really BS'd me or not? Because they had that sight way up there and it was shooting way high up, and I don't know what kind of yardage they're shooting at Savage, but I think I might give them a call and say, hey, what kind of yardage are you guys shooting at indoors? Because you had to have sighted that thing in to say no accuracy issues at 30, at, you know, 3 mags worth, right? Now the generous part is they did actually give me a brand new mag with the gun when they sent it back, because when I sent it to them, they said no trigger locks, no cable locks, do not include your mag because you'll probably never see it again. And I said, okay, fine. So when they gave me when I got the gun back, it had a brand spanking new mag in it, and I'm like, sweet, because that's a $40 savings. So I was happy with that part, but we're gonna have to actually scope this thing to see what really is, because like I said, we don't know what they do for, you know, sighting in at the factory, but that sight is not in the position it was when I sent them the gun. It was at its lowest point, so I know they did fart with it. So, but anyways, we'll see. I'll let you know what happens when I can get a scope for this thing. So probably in the springtime. So see you in the next one. Ciao.